Hello, 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 everybody. Need to lower this seat a little bit. Hi, how are you? Happy Monday. How are we all doing today? So, today in this social hour, rushed off my feet. Today, in the social hour, we're going to carry on working on this little chest of drawers. So, last week we started working on this little guy, and we only really managed to apply the decoupage papers. So, as you can see, there's some on the sides. And then later that day, I went ahead and, that paper that we picked out last week, the paper designs one. So I put some on the sides and on both of them. On both of them. Hello, how are we all doing? Come on, this one keeps getting a bit stuck because it's all primed and it's not slidey at all. So as you can see here on the sides and on the inside, and I think that this particular paper is a really good match for these two angels that we have going on the sides, because they have all of this like distressing on the sides, and I think if we can make it sort of ish match, then that would be cool. And you may notice that we have some stenciling on the side here as well, and a little bit of stenciling here on the front of this drawer. I went ahead and prepped that a little bit ahead of time today, just so that it can it can dry and we can actually start painting it. But I left the other side of this and the front of this drawer so I can show you how we did it. Hello, Carolyn. Hello. Okay, so those of you, if you happen to be in the group, commenting from the group, I am unable to see your names, so I'm just gonna, it just says Facebook user over there, so I'm gonna see if I can look you up on my actual Facebook thingamajig, and so I know who's commenting and where. Because I'm not sure if Facebook is going to allow you to or it's going to allow me to see your names. Okay, here we go. Okay, hi Robin. There we go. It's Robin. Hi, how are you? Yeah, let's crack on, I guess. So let's do the actually here on the front of this drawer first. I'm gonna move you. Hello, Lisa. How are you? So oh, hi, Robin. There we go. Yes, I can see you now. I can see your comments. So you know how StreamYard can be a little bit funky with showing people's names. Hi, Cindy. How are you? So the stencil that I used on the front of the drawers is this one. Let me just find it. What is it called? So this is a Decoupage Queen Hobbylicious Damask Tiles stencil. And we're going to use, where did I put it? Where did I put my stone paste? We're going to use Stone Effect Paste from Pentart to apply our raised stencil look onto it. And I have to say, I really, really like Stone Effect Paste. It's one of those mediums that like you apply it on, and once it's dry, it's actually like it's just like stone. It's super hard. It's really hard to get it off afterwards. And then also it's amazing for like a really textured look. And as you can see, it's not just stencil here. I also went ahead and kind of like scraped it a little bit to give it a more distressed look. But yeah, this is awesome for a very distressed look, which I think is going to be perfect for, our sides and everything, because we're going with everything here is going to be super distressed. So because of this little knob here in the middle of the drawer, it's a little bit hard. We can't apply the stencil, just like that. So there's one continuous pattern. So I decided to go for, just kind of side and side like that, with this particular guy here. So I'm going to kind of sort of try and center it. It's a little bit difficult to get it centered perfectly because these little knobs are not centered. So if I center it with the handle, then my stencil is going to be noticeably above, or noticeably not centered with the rest of the drawer. And if I center it too much with the actual drawer itself, then it's going to be noticeably not in the middle, not centered with the knob. So I'm trying to kind of find that happy medium in between there. So with a palette knife and a little bit of stone paste, I'm going to go ahead and just put some stone paste through the stencil. I'm not trying to get a super neat look because, again, we are going with a distressed look. So even though I specifically tried to not go with not apply it too neatly, this is kind of how it looks at the moment. So while I have it here, I'll go ahead and apply the other side, and then we will distress it a little bit more. Squish it down in a few spots. It's very difficult to get the paste out when you only have one hand to do it. So again, the other one, I'm going to go ahead and apply it in the same kind of way. And then what I also did on the other one is I turned my stencil around this way, and you can see here like this little bit of pattern on the corner. So I'm going to squish it over and just apply it on one corner here, and then a little bit on the opposite corner. That went completely smushed, kind of like that. Okay, this one didn't come out at all, so we'll just go ahead and scrape over it. And then to distress them further, I take my palette knife and I kind of do a little swish swish. I have very, very technical terms today. A little bit of swish and a little bit of swoosh. And let me show you. So this is kind of what we end up with, right? It's a very nice distressed look. And that is really it. So now I'm going to try and remove some of my stencil paste off of the stencil and pop this stencil into my bowl of water that I prepped earlier. Because the gloss is a very, very important thing. If you're working with stone effect paste, you absolutely must make sure that you clean off your stencil before your paste dries, because once it's dry, it's going to be, oh God, so difficult to get your paste off of the stencil. So if you can't go and wash it immediately, then at least pop it in a bit of water so that it can, give it a little swish around so that the paste doesn't get stuck to it. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello, Lisa from Miami. Hello, Dee from Tennessee. Hello, Doreen from South Africa. How are we all doing? Hi, Sue. Stone effect paste is wonderful, great for adding texture for rust projects. Well, exactly. It is really, really cool, isn't it? Hi, Fiona. So good to see you. How are you doing today? Is the knob screwed on or glued on? I think that they are um, I think that they are actually glued on. Um, I don't know, but they are like really solidly on there. So really, I don't particularly want to be taking them off either. Make a hole in the middle of the stencil and then buy another one. Um, that would be an option, but it's not one that I would like to take. Um, don't forget about your coffee. Somebody please remind us for coffee in the comments. Mhm. Hello, Claire. How are you? Hello, Kelly. How are you? How are we doing? So, okay, now with the sides, so as you can see here, I've already applied my, where is it? Stone Effect paste, and it is dry on these sides. So we will do the same on the other side now to know how well you'll be able to see it. So I decided not to apply the corner bits onto every corner, but just on the top here and the bottom, so that they are kind of diagonal, right? And the stencil that we're going to use for that is this one. This is a Decoupage Queen Hammond's Furniture stencil, and it has these really, really cool, very handy corners on it. And again, same thing. So I'm going to try and not center it this time, right? And yeah, no, this isn't gonna help. So I'm gonna tilt it so that you can see better. I try my best to have the edges of my stencil flush with the edges of the drawers, and again apply Stone Effect paste to the stencil. I'm just getting this little corner bit. You can see that there's some stencil paste on the sides there. That's okay. And I'll just went through. But again, we're going with the distressed look. That's the bonus of going with distressed looks, is that whatever happens in the meantime while you apply it, while you're doing it, it's all good. It's all a part of it, right? But to be fair, we managed to make it. It works. It works. And then I will pick another corner. I won't be able to tilt this one. And again, try and get it flush with the edges of my drawer. Just apply the paste through it, and I'll show you in just a second what it looks like. And then we can get started with painting, which I'm so excited for. I want to get this thing finished, if possible, in the next few days. So that would be cool. So how is everybody? Now that we've got all of the technical parts out of the way, this can now that we've got all of our technical talk out of the way, how is everybody? How is your Monday going? I know that for a lot of you, it's very, very early in the morning. So I appreciate your company. I appreciate your presence here a whole lot. So again, I put my stencil in water and we'll let it soak before it all gets gunked up with stone paste. Hello. Hi, Rima. How are you? Getting back to Fiona's getting back to the world of social media. I feel you. I feel you. It's an amazing thing, social media, but God, can it be tiring? Hello, Rose Housecraft. Hello. Um, hello. Yeah, Carolyn, we know you're not often able to join, so I really, really, really appreciate you being here. Not alert, haven't finished my second coffee yet. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's get started with painting. For my base color, we're gonna use for the base color we're gonna use chalky Pentad Decor chalky in vintage beige, which I'm super excited to try out. And I think, given our color scheme, it's going to be a really should be a good match. We also have some Lazur gels somewhere there on the side that I think we might use for a bit of color variation. See, I haven't even opened this yet. This is brand new. This is, well, this is brand new to me. Let's just mix it up. Let's start with painting. Oh, that is it's such a pretty color. It's like a warm, putty, putty beige, I'm gonna say. So, so this is a brand new um, thing of paint. So I'm just gonna give it a really good stir before I start painting, because sometimes, when paints get poured and stuff, if they sit on the shelf for a while, all of the transport and everything, it can separate all of the different parts that are mixed in the paint. So when you first open a new paint, it's always really, really good. It's always a good idea to give it a really good mix up. Ooh, Rima hasn't had her first coffee. I know. I um You're amazing, Rima, because I don't know if I would have had the energy to do this in join somebody's live before I've even had coffee. It's a lot. It's a lot. So go ahead and make yourself a coffee. We'll still be here when you've made your coffee. So I'll grab a brush. I just washed these. So get a little dryer. Get that coffee. Yeah, exactly. Get that coffee going. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Sneaking off for a second while at work. Oh, we won't tell anybody. Whatever happens in the social hour stays in the social hour. So, we will use, is this the one that yes, so this is the one that I already I did the race stencil on earlier. So this is the one that we're going to get started with. And I'll move you closer so that maybe you can see a little bit better. Can you see? Can you see? Okay. Shh, exactly. Shh, we won't tell anybody. And we'll just get started with pink. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty color. Such a pretty color. I never used to be a beige kind of person, but I think I'm getting there. As I'm nearing my 30s, I think it's growing on me. Yeah. So I feel you guys this morning. Um, those of you that are not fully awake yet, that was absolutely that was the 100% this morning. Well, and yesterday, to be fair. And question, you guys, like, how do you deal with that? How do you get yourself into gear? Because I don't know what happened. Like last week, I was full of energy um, for most of it, and everything was great. And then Friday came, and I don't know whether it's to do with the weather changing. We had really good weather at the beginning of the week, and then it went all super cold again on Friday, but it Friday, Saturday, I was gradually like losing the energy, and then by the time yesterday, Sunday came, I was just absolutely like, even though I had a full night's sleep s- on Sunday, I woke up and I I I woke up, my body was awake and moving about, but I was not awake at all. I had several coffees, nothing was helping. I made myself go to see my sister in hopes that maybe getting out of the house and just being around people would help. But I was sitting there. She made me a coffee, and I was just sitting there like that, fully, fully nodding off. And then by the time yesterday evening came, I felt a little bit more energetic. And guess what? So I forced myself to go to bed um last night because I was like, well, this is not good. Clearly, I don't know, maybe I need more sleep. So I did get more sleep again. I had a full night's sleep last night. This morning, woke up a little bit more freshened up, and by the time I took my son to school and was back, I was like this again. I tried laying down, I tried taking a little nap. That didn't happen. You know, when you like feel too tired to like you can't do anything, but you also can't rest. Anybody struggles with that? If you have any tips for that, I would appreciate it. Um, so what I ended up doing, and not my proudest moment, but I went and I stood in front of the mirror. I had a word with myself, a few not very nice words with myself, told myself to get a grip and get my together. But then I did go, I did I put some music on and I made myself like shake it, like actually shake it off. So, you know, like a little bit of a dance, but more of just shaking your body, just shaking your body, going, you know, like shaking it off. And that helped, oddly enough. Oddly enough. It's a technique that I saw on TikTok. I saw somebody talk about that, but they recommended it for getting out of fight or flight. If you feel triggered and you feel yourself a little bit stuck in that fight or flight, um, they recommended like putting a song on, just shake your body for like 5-10 minutes. And oddly enough, I did not feel like I was in a fight or flight, but for whatever reason, it helped. So I don't know. If you have any tips for dealing with that, then leave them in the comments. And if you don't, and you struggle with that kind of stuff as well, then maybe try what I did today. See if it helps. You feel kind of a little bit dumb doing it. So if again, mine, I struggle with like social anxiety, like a lot. So the the mere idea of somebody seeing me while I'm, you know, actually shaking, shaking it off is like puts me in fight or flight. So maybe keep your curtains closed while you're doing it. That would be my recommendation. That's what I did. Um, yeah. So that was it, but it helped. I managed to I did a big thing today after that. I cleaned my downstairs bathroom, and if you know anything about cleaning and bathrooms, it's not always the most pleasant task. I did it. So, woo, good times. Oh, good morning, Callie. How are you? How are you? Sorry, I've been as you can see that shaking um in the morning put me back into my woohoo mode. And how are you today? Oh, I had so much fun on Saturday with your potions. Oh, I know. It was so good, wasn't it? So special thank you to my patrons, all of my patrons, and also um specifically today I want to say thank you to Callie, Rima, Cynthia, Olga, uh me? Wait, who else was there? And Linda Baker. Linda Baker. She was very quiet, but she was there. So thank you, ladies, for coming to our Patreon class on Saturday, which was less of a class and more of a hangout, a Zoom hangout. It was so much fun. I absolutely loved um, chatting with you ladies and finally actually like getting to meet you face to face and having a super cool, just super cool 2 hours of hanging out together. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I mean, the potion bottles were cool, but I think that the actual like hangout itself um was just incredible. So yeah, thank you for joining, and I hope that um in June we will have you back again. That you will be joining in June as well, and maybe more people will be able to come, more patrons will be able to hang out with us together. I don't know what we're gonna make yet, but I'm thinking that if our Patreon hangouts are gonna be more like this Saturday's hangout, which was absolutely amazing. But when you're just having fun, hanging out and talking to people, you're kind of being less. uh, It's difficult to find that balance between. Okay, so now we need to do this. But also, like, let's talk. So maybe I will like write out some kind of plan of instructions, written instructions for a project, and then we can um, kind of just so we can spend more time really hanging out, and then we know what to do. But it was so good. Hello, Gwen. How are you? How are you? Hello. Okay, so we have somebody else on Facebook. Hello, Lynn. How are you? How are you today? Sorry, StreamYard is not showing me your name because you're commenting from the group. So I switched. I have the group open on my computer as well, so I can um, pop my head in there and just and see who's commenting. Guess it relaxed you and made you focus on something else. Because I know. Well, that's the thing. I think that it's not even that there was like I don't know. Yeah, it's like one of those where your head just gets so overwhelmed. There's so much going on in your head that like there's nothing going on in your head at the same time. You know that feeling? Do you know that feeling? Where when your brain just goes into overdrive and and there's like a million and 10 thoughts and you just can't seem to catch any one of them, which is odd because my medication should be helping with that a lot. I guess maybe it's time for me to have that reassessed as well because it doesn't seem to be doing the trick as much lately. Um, oh yeah, those of you that struggle with ADHD will probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And it was just weird because again, I've been working so hard on trying to manage it and getting better, and then it's just crash. And I just feel like the biggest failure in the world. I'll have to try shaking it off. You absolutely have to. You absolutely have to, in whichever way um you feel like it. And yeah, if again you're just like me and you struggle with social anxiety and doing things in front of people, then do it in the privacy of your own room. Lock yourself in the bathroom if you have to. Get your headphones on. Try it. It's really good. Still waking up to it's 8 a.m. Oh, Callie, yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Callie was there. Did I not say Callie? Callie, Linda, Cynthia, Rima, Olga, me. If I didn't say Callie, then my apologies. I thought I did. Anywho, um, glad to catch you live. Well, thank you, Lynn. I'm glad to have you here. Uh, you cannot sleep at night. My go-to is sleep meditation talks. It really helps unless my mind quiets, and then like you have to have a word with myself. Sam, hello, how are you? Yeah, I know. It's a you'll get there. I think um all things considered, your process went through really, really quickly. So I'm gonna start painting um these parts as well in the same color as the drawers. I'll do the other drawer and the insides of the drawers probably um off screen. We'll do, we'll do some of the painting and then maybe some of the aging today so that I can get that finished off screen primarily. And then maybe in the next live stream, we can just add the finishing touches, something like that. Um, yeah, see, I usually meditation in general has been for me, just like actually like for grounding and Terry laughed at me the last time. Um, like when I talk about like grounding, I actually like mean grounding, like laying down on the floor, um, turning everything off, and if it's light, I'll put an eye mask over and then just breathe and try and switch yourself off and really like get back into your body. Because again, with my brain, I really struggle with that, like actually being present in my body, feeling what my body feels, not what my emotions feel, not what my brain wants, but like really like what is my body telling me I need right now. So that's kind of a big struggle for me, and grounding in the most literal sense usually really helps, but not this weekend. Not the past 2 days. I just can't seem to get there. And yeah, I tried the guided meditations, right, when they talk you through it, and I wish because it sounds like it would make it so much easier, but just it's just too annoying for me. I just can't have somebody telling me what to do at any point. Um, yeah, I don't I wish it was I wish it actually worked because um, it sounds like a really good thing, but I'm glad that it helps you. I guess, like, it's we all have to find our own ways that will work, for us and it's just like it's not a one size fits all in terms of, from person to person, but also what I'm learning is that it's not just person to person, but also situation to situation kind of thing. So you need to have um, a whole arsenal of techniques and tricks of getting your brain and your body to do what you need it to do, um, no matter the situation or outside influences. Hmm. Hold on, need to switch. Oh, hello, Rima. You're back. My apologies. I hope that you can see me still. My apologies. I have no idea. I accidentally put my fingers as I was scrolling through the comments, and it just exited me out of StreamYard. So I hope that you can still see me. I love what you're making. Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Oh yeah, breathing helps. Yeah. My head is screaming to turn everything off. Right, exactly. And I think that that's not helping at all at the moment. I don't know if I've did I tell you guys before, but so we have a huge building site basically at the back of my garden. Now. So there's this big field at the back of my garden that was empty for many, many years, and they're finally doing something. I think they're going to be building this, house thing. Um, and so they started works last summer. They did whatever they needed to do last summer. It was all quiet, autumn and winter. And then they came back a few months ago, and Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. till around 4 or 5 p.m., it's just a constant beep, 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 meh, beep, 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 meh, meh, beep. Mhm, 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 mhm. And when you're at home all day, every day, and you work from home, and especially with it being closer to summer now, as it's gonna start getting warmer, I can't wait to have all of my windows open because it gets too hot, and then it just having to listen to all of that. Can't wait. Uh, oh, right. Okay, I need to catch up on the comments. mm, Migraines suck. They do, yes. But the breathing techniques, some are really annoying, and I have to have my go-to guy, only one that does help. Okay, Claire, I'm gonna need you to send me. Can you send me if you don't forget, the name or the link or whatever it is that you use, and I'll give it a bash because you never know. Maybe I hadn't found the right person to listen to. But oddly enough, like I don't seem to struggle with falling asleep nowadays, mainly because I wait until I am literally passing out to go to sleep um, most days. But yeah, that would help. 'Cause if I don't wait until I'm super tired, my biggest struggle is, and it's been like that for about a year now. Oh, great! Now they're starting to do some kind of, I don't know, they're like cutting the hedges outside or something. It's a very noisy place that I live at. um, what was I saying? Yeah, so my biggest struggle is like if I'm not tired enough and I try to get in bed is like constant fidgeting, fidgeting, and then like my eyebrows will go, and 'cause, when you're trying to fall asleep and you can't, and just bored. Anything goes. Who needs eyebrows, right? Mm, well, very different. Yes, exactly. Hello, Jesse. How are you? How are you? Okay. Yes. Nice pattern interval. I know, right? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was thinking the same of that, print. Thank you. I kind of I made it myself ish. Um, it's it's a yew tree. It's a yew tree, which as I recently found out not that long ago, well, a few months ago, when I started when I took my website down, um, which is still it's very slow progress, but we'll get there. I was thinking, okay, I want to change the background. Maybe I can do like a nice florally or pattern background. And so I was like, what kind of flowers though? Or what kind of pattern? So I was like, oh, you know what? I never looked up how people have different meanings for their names or the date of birth, and there's like a flower associated or a stone or a meaning of the name or whatever. And then yeah, so I went and I looked up my name, and turns out the meaning of my name is of the yew tree. So I was like, don't know if I've ever seen a yew tree before. And then I had a look at it, and I was like, that's a nice little tree. Why not? That would make more sense. And then I'm not gonna be if it's like personal to me, like, and I guess like that can't be it can't be any like less personal, um or any more personal, whatever, what I mean. I'm less likely to want to change it up, because again, I often struggle with constantly wanting to change things up and being bored of everything. Yeah, yeah. mm, well, they may annoy you. Mine is the only one for me. Well, I will give it a go, and then, but like if he also turns out to not be for me, then or if he turns out to be not for me, I promise I'm not gonna yuck on your yum. I promise. I promise. So with the inside of this, right? I wanted to paint over it. There's a little bit of a challenge here going on because obviously we have the drawers. The drawers are being painted, and the drawers have decoupage on them. So the challenging part is that we don't want to apply too much paint on the inside, because then it's going to um, kind of make the walls a lot thicker, and the drawers are not going to slide out so well. So I'm going to paint the inside as like thinly as possible, even if it's like see-through after it. Um, if there's paint streaks and whatnot, I'm just going to leave it just one coat of this paint, and then I will just use dark wax on the inside to help with the sliding. uh, to want to change things up. Yeah. Hello, David. How are you? How are you? Yeah, we do want to change things up, but then there's a there's a limit, and like usually I used to be relatively okay with keeping it at bay, right? And like the past, again, past like 6, 7 months, year or so, it's just been it's really difficult because most of the time it's more that it just doesn't feel right. It's constantly oh yeah, I think I found it. I found it. That's the one. That's the one. And no, that's not the one. you know, when you're like so sick of something that you're just like physically revolting. Okay, so we have about 15 minutes left. So I should lay this down, and this raised stencil that I did earlier, it's dry. So I'm going to dry off my actual stencil. I'll get it out of my bowl of water, dry it off, and we will paint our raised stencil over there, on the sides through the stencil, if that makes sense, because I don't want to get paint all over the place. So, like, if you are doing something like this, also, ooh, I stood up too quickly. I just knelt down and, and then stood up too quickly. I need to probably put you guys on top so that you can see better. Un momento. Gonna get a little bit shaky for a second. I swear I will become more professional one day, like Terry, with 2 cameras and whatnot. That day is not today. So that you can see what I'm doing, sort of, kind of. Can you see? Can you see? Here we go. There we go. That works, right? And so I'll grab my stencil and I'm going to try and align the actual pattern. Now it's not super easy because we used stone paste, and the stone paste is kind of sort of slightly distressed. So I'm just gonna do my best here. But yeah, so I applied that corner here over the top of my stone paste. I'm gonna grab one of these Mancure brushes and paint my stone paste in the same color. Just like this. And so I'm doing more of like a circular motion. Off. Here we go. So it's a little bit messy in a few spots, but it's still a better result, right? Considering how textured this is. This is about as good as it can get when you're doing a textured stencil, but you don't want to just go and free paint it, freehand paint over it. Like so. This one is a little bit neater, so we might get a better result here. On the other corner. But also like this circular motion, right, is going to get paint in a stencil in a few spots. Again, it's not a big deal once we apply our antiquing medium, which I am not 100% sure of yet. Let me see. So that's so now they're painted. So they're white on this side and painted on that side. And I will do the other side off camera as well. But of course, you may have already noticed that I didn't do I didn't paint through the stencil on the drawers. I just went ahead and painted over them because they are way more textured than these corner bits. Okay, I'll pop you back here. Hi. Hello again. Hi. Will you seal the chalky paint? Yes. So we're going to, in terms of sealing, right? So the chalky paint is going to be sealed with. Um, so I'm going to do one coat of chalky paint and then dark wax on the inside. Probably just Rust-Oleum dark wax. That's the one that I have. And then I will do a couple of coats of chalky paint and um, lazur gels for antiquing over the gray stencil over here, which, by the way, let me see, is this dry enough? Can we quickly do a, and then I will seal the tops. So we'll do lazur gels for antiquing and then probably seal the tops with matte varnish. But then for the inside of the drawers, we're going to paint them, antique them, and all of that. The inside of the drawers, I'm going to do with soft touch varnish. So I'm not going to do soft touch everywhere else. I'm just going to do soft touch on the inside of the drawers. And then the sides, we need to seal the decoupage as well. And that's going to be, before I do antiquing, on here I will apply a couple of coats of matte varnish. And then antique over the top, because again, if we don't seal the decoupage paper on the sides, and here as well, lazur gels or antique gels or whatever it is that you typically use for aging is going to go through your paper. They're really good stencils, aren't they? Maybe that Pentat soft touch would be good to put on the sides. Potentially, yes. However, soft touch, I think what could end up happening with the soft touch, I think on the inside here is that the friction is going to make it wear off. It needs to be something that's going to be really, really tough. So I think we'll do polyvine, um, polyvine heavy duty on the side. So anywhere where there's going to be a lot of friction happening, a lot of use, we need something that is really, really, really heavy duty. But yeah, I don't know. Did that make sense? I know I just rumbled a whole lot of information at you. But there's like okay, we do this over here, we do that over there. How do we make it all work? It's like a whole algorithm sequence. Hello, Alzima. Not seen lazur gels before. How do they work for antiquing? Hello, Laura. Good early morning in California. Well, good morning to you, my lovely. So, before I go, we will do a little bit of lazur gel antiquing up front. Might need to dry brush over it afterwards to lighten it up because I haven't sealed this with anything. So once we apply our lazur gels, they're going to start eating into the paint. So we can wipe it back. It basically kind of works in a very similar way to antique and gels. This is actually supposed to be like wood stain, right? You're supposed to stain wood with this instead of antiquing. But I think they're pretty cool for antiquing as well, personally. So I have two colors here. I have ebony and walnut. And we will use a bit of both. So look at the drawers. Before we get started, I'm going to mist my cloth so that it's a little bit wet for wiping back in case if we need to wipe back a bit more. And then we'll get started with one side. A little bit of walnut. And in a very this kind of manner. And we can wipe it back. Now you do need to be fairly quick when you're working with Lazur gel. The wood stains eat into the paint. If you want more working time, varnish your surface before you do this. And then grab a bit of that ebony and over this, over the corners, and over here. And again, wipe it back, and we can move it around. You can also spray it with water to make it live for a little bit longer. You need to wipe back more if you want it to be if you want it to have a more of a distressed look. And then wipe it back, and you get a really cool antique-ish distressed look. Now, I do need to go over, these edges a little bit because I didn't get all parts. I want a bit more here and there. So again, I'm kind of using a little bit of brown, a little bit of ebony here and there, and you can go back in and build it up essentially. So that would be the best way to work with this is layer it again. Well, just like with everything, I feel like I'm like a broken record. It's one of those that I keep repeating all the time, about layering, layering, layering. Don't try and get it. Don't try and squeeze it all into one go. Whether it's varnishing, whether it's painting, whether it's antiquing, layering will give you a much better look. Oh, I hope that the mic, I hope that you can hear me okay. Now, apply, wipe back, apply, wipe back. Exactly, Carly, exactly what we talked about. So that would be the front, and then I'm not sure, I might go over, how obviously, where I wiped it back, it's shadowing the raised stencil, so I might just dry brush a little bit of the same color over the tops here and there to show off the raised stencil. And then the part of me was also really, really tempted to do a little bit of gold copper leaf. And the reason why I'm tempted to add a little bit of gold and copper over this distressed part, right, is because if you look at papers that are on the sides, especially this one, you can see there's like little bits here, and it's not, I know on screen it probably looks more rusty, but it's more coppery, and then there's golden parts in a few spots. So we might do a little bit of, I might do just a bit of leaf as well on it. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that to the insides of the drawers, to these stencils, once I varnish them, do all of that before the next social hour. And the hour is almost up. That is, well, it is up. We're going over. Oh. Anyways, this was such a fun hour, and it flew by, absolutely flew by. I did not notice time. Where did the time go? I have no idea. Honey gold metallic wax would be pretty over the race stencil. Yes, it would be. I have some honey gold as well. So we might use that. But yeah, so tune in into our next episode of Social Hour, which we might do either tomorrow, Wednesday, depending on how my day goes and how I get on with getting all of this ready for our next steps. Or also on Thursday for all of you UK, or Europe, or everywhere else in the world, early birds or late night, but in the US, I will be live at 10 a.m. on Thursday. I will be live over on my page and on, in a Junk Journals and Mindfulness Media group, so in Jammers. Um, Tune in. We're gonna do I think we're gonna do an art journal page with that paper designs paper that I spoke about last time. The one that says, "We're alive. There's plenty of time to be dead." I loved it so much. I want to make an art journal page with it. So I think we might do that morning. But yeah, in the meantime, keep an eye out for an announcement of our next social hour. And oh, what paper did I use inside of the drawer? Oh God, I don't remember the name of it, and I don't know if listen, hang on, let me rummage through my bin in case if I can find. Oh, okay. Success, great success. This is Paper Designs, pattern 0163. So it's a paper designs paper. I don't know if it's available in UK, but you might be able to get it on Deco Post or from somebody in the US. Otherwise, if any of you know where Carolyn can get pattern 0163 paper, by paper designs, then drop the link. Too. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next